Hai, Assalamualaikum. Nama saya Muhammad Farhan bin Ahmad. Biometrik saya B1324-10074.
Nama saya Muhammad Ifah Hazim bin Muhammad Dalilah. Biometrik saya B1324-10015.
Hai, nama saya Amir Aziz Amiwan. Biometrik B1324100081.
For the disassemble, firstly we use a gun to remove all the nut in the rim of the tire. Next, after we remove the tire from the rotor, then we remove all the caliper mounting bolt using spanner from this mounting back plate. Next, we use the spanner to remove the caliper from this brake, so that we can take off the caliper and remove the other part from it. After we remove the bolt mounting in the body caliper, then we are ready to remove the backpack from that body caliper.
Berapa sebenarnya?
17. Then after we remove all the screw into the mounting caliper body, then we remove the brake pad to make sure that the caliper body does not have any brake pad inside it. Then we spread all the mounting caliper body part so that we can disassemble all the caliper for this brake lap.
pakai itu. Apa ketuk? Ketuk ni aku tengok lagi 8 ni. Ketuk. Oh, ketuk ah.
Next, we use the air gun to remove the piston from the mount caliper so that we can easily remove the piston from being stuck into the mount caliper. Then we are ready for this brake flap inspection. First, for the inspection, we check the surface of the disc brake, and then we rub the surface with the brake pad. We turn around the brake pad to make sure it is flat or have uneven surface. Tengok blok.
Okey dah. Pause dulu.
We also measure the thickness of the brake pad using the vernier caliper.
Nampak dah. Nampak ah.
Okey dah.
Second, we check the lock pin and guide pin straightness by rolling it on the floor.
Okey dah.
Lastly, for this run out measurement, we use the indicator plunger. Next, we rotate the disc to make sure the surface is flat or uneven by this indicator plunger. For this assemble, first we rub the surface of the caliper mount with the brake fluid, and then we put back the piston into the mount caliper, and then we put back the piston seal to the piston. Then we put back the piston into the caliper mount back.
What the fuck? Oh, dia patut part-part tu kena record lah dah. Pasang tu. Masuk ni balik. Sekejap ni. Oh. Ni memang ada pin ni. Oh, ini tadi. Dua dah tiga. Tembak. Pakai tangan dah. Boleh. Lepas tak?
Ada kemudahan apa nak?
Apa dia pakai 17 eh?
Tak ada.
Enggak pakai kan?
Mungkin boleh itu.
Okey. Boleh. Baik lagi. Mana ada ni? Wah.
Next we put the rotor or disc brake into the mounting backplate again. Next we put the caliper body into the caliper mounting board. And then after we put the output of the caliper mounting board into the caliper body we use the stock wrench to screw back the mounting board.
Saya kena kuat-kuat, ya biasa. Orang lain nak buka. Mana dia orang pakai 16? Siapa pakai 16? Tak juga.
Next we put back the caliper by hanging it into the rotor so that we can place the screw into the mounting backplate for this brake caliper.
Kat atas lah. Bawah stop.
Mana? Tak tahu.
Kat atas kan.
Lekat lagi
Tak ada.
Tak nak senang pakai gun ni. Guna tenaga.
Pakai gun lah. Kepala tu je pun.
Tu ambil.
Salah kat sebelah. Bodohnya aku hitatkan. Aku hitatkan bodoh. Saya nak loskan.
Ketatkan. Buka ni. Tak habis kan?
Baik.
After we screw all the mounting board into the backplate mounting,
Ni nampak ni.
Next we put back the brake pad into the caliper, inside the caliper mount.
Okay. La ilaha illallah.
After we put the back pad, then we close the mount caliper, and then we screw the caliper mounting bolt using a gun.
Jim, saya nak betul balik.
Kan jalan ni.
Dah sini. Baik saja. Aku tak biasa gunakan.
Ni masuk dulu. Saya tahu tak?
Tak biasa dah gunakan. Sorry pada Jim. Dah.
Dah.
Tak payah cabut lah. Tak pasang tayar.
Before we put the tire back, we use the air gun blower to clean all the chart in the rotor for this brake, and then next we put back the tire into the rotor disc.
Aku pegang apa-apa.
Oh ya, dia memang dua. Nak bagi senang buka.
Cek.
Lastly, we use the air gun to put back all the nut into the tire.
Hi, my name is Irfan Hazim bin Muhammad Dalila. So this is the disc brake caliper. So the part name, it has 14 parts. The first one is guide pin upper, guide pin lower, brake caliper housing, brake caliper bracket, bleeder screw, piston seal, dust boot, brake piston, guide pin boot, brake hose connection bolt, brake pad outer, brake pad inner, braking plate, anti-squeal shim. For the condition of the disc brake, wear indicator in good condition, disc brake surface good condition or smooth, outboard brake shoe pad condition good, thickness still can use, inboard brake shoe pad good, still can use, piston in good condition, cylinder bore also in good condition.
Okay, for discussion, based on what you're finding, what is the condition of the brake pad? Should it be replaced with a new pad? From our finding, brake pads are in good condition and should not be replaced with new ones. Second one, cause of rotor thickness variation and repair procedure. Cause, uneven pad wear when brake pad deposit uneven friction material on the rotor surface due to improper bedding or contaminated pads. Excessive heat or rotor warping. Continuous heavy braking or overheating can cause rotor surface distortion leading to thickness variation over time. So for correct repair procedure, first, measure rotor thickness using a micrometer at several points around the disc, and if variation exceed manufacturer specification, then perform rotor resurfacing to make it even again, provided the rotor is still above the minimum thickness limit. If below the minimum thickness, replace the rotor with a new one. Always inspect and replace brake pad if needed to ensure even contact and avoid recurrence. What do you understand about run-out measurement data? Run-out measurement data show how much the brake rotor wobbles or moves side to side when it rotates. It indicates whether the rotor surface is perfectly straight or slightly bent. Excessive run-out means the rotor surface is not even, which can cause brake pedal vibration, uneven pad wear and noise during braking. For the last one, guide pin, lock pin straightness check finding. The guide pin, lock pin straightness is in good condition. If the guide pin, lock pin is not straight, if the guide pin or lock pin is bent or not straight, the caliper will not slide smoothly. This causes the brake pad to apply uneven pressure on the rotor, leading to uneven brake pad wear, brake drag, reduced braking efficiency, possible overheating of the rotor or caliper. That's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum and hi. Overall, we managed to conduct lab 4, which involved inspection, removal and refitting of disc brake. Within the lab, we managed to identify each part of this brake and determine if all parts are in good condition. All of the members were taught how to test and diagnose all the main component disc brake, such as guide pin, disc brake surface and piston condition, and also replacement procedure if one of the inboard or outboard pad component is ever damaged. We also learned that the brake system must be well maintained at regular interval to avoid piston or other component in this brake system stuck and damaged. Finally, we learned the whole concept of this brake system. That's all from us. Bye-bye.